Dad, if you're watching this, beat him up. It's like, brother, beat him up. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been so long, but today I was really inspired and I was like, today I'm gonna film a video, and here I am. So today's video is gonna be a little bit different. I just wanted this to be a little bit more relaxed and kind of like, you know, we're just talking, girl talk. Y'all know how that goes. Today's girl talk or story time, whatever you guys want to call it. I think I'll just start calling it girl talk. Yeah, we'll call it girl talk. Well, today's girl talk is about my 2 experiences with fuckboys. I don't know if I want to call it that. Like, that's kind of fucked up. So yeah, if you want to know about the times I've been played, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first one that I wanted to talk about happened a while ago, and a little bit of background. So this was a time that I had broken up with my ex, and we had been separated for a little bit, you know, a few months, and this was probably like around 6 months after our breakup. I was just like, oh no, I don't want to talk to anybody. Like, I just want to give it some time. So I was single, literally single as a Pringle for 6 months. I didn't talk to anybody. But then this guy came along, and it's kind of funny because I met him for the first time at a club, and he asked me to dance, and that was it. Fast forward to this second time that I met him, I was at a club once again, and I was with my friends. Like, we were just gonna go and like have fun. I was third wheeling, but whatever. We ended up at this club, and we ended up bumping into each other, and he's like, hey, I remember you. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, me too. Keep in mind, I thought this guy was super cute. He was like so my type. Not that I have a type, but if I had a Chet type, this guy was a Chet type. And yeah, I thought he was super cute, and he was really nice, and he was really funny, and we vibed super good together. Like, we had a great conversation, like right off the bat. It was not awkward. He asked me to dance, and yeah, so we were dancing, and he got my number this time, and we started talking like ever since then. Like, literally every day we would talk. And I have a son, you guys know that, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. So the time I'm able to be out is limited. His dad has him on the weekends. That's usually when I go out, right? So I went out with him on the weekends that I was able to. We would go out to dinner. We went to the movies, and, you know, the usual stuff. So we were talking, but still, I really liked him, and I was surprised because I was like, oh wow, like even after this whole thing that I've been through, like there's still like this decent guy out here, and I liked him. And I was like thinking about like, oh, if this ever went to it, like this would be a good one, you know? That's just what I was thinking in my head. So yeah, so a little bit more background information. I worked for this club, and all we did was record their videos, like their promo videos, and take pictures and post on social media about them, etc, etc. I worked for this club, right? So then on the weekend that I caught him, and okay, so here's another thing. Like, we never established like we were gonna be like we're together or anything, but we're just talking, and our ideas of talking are apparently different. So when I talk to someone, I talk to that one person and that one person only. Like, I don't like sharing my attention with multiple people. I just think that's too much work. Like, I just can't do it, right? But whatever. So I was just talking to him, and that was it on my end. I never asked him about anything that he was doing, but I just assumed like we were on the same page. But girls, do not assume. Do not assume. One night that I caught him was interesting because I feel like I already knew. So he called me, and he was just like, hey, like, are you gonna be working at the club tonight? And I was like, no, like I'm not. I'm just gonna stay home, like I'm not doing anything, blah blah blah. So that's all he sent me. He never replied or anything like that. And I called him, and I was like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you up to? Whatever. And he wasn't replying, so I was just like, okay, whatever. So like, I didn't respond to him either after that. I was just like, I'm gonna just let him do whatever. I'm gonna go to this club anyway, obviously where I worked, and I'm gonna go like just hang out. That same night that he was talking, he had asked me if I was gonna work that night. I remember we had like this really famous guy that was gonna go and like perform, and I was just like, oh, like my sister hadn't gone to see him or whatever, so I was just like, let's just go, right? So we end up going to this club, and I see my aunt there, and we like sat next to her, and we were just like having a good time. And out of the corner of my eye, and I see somebody that looks just like him, and he's dancing, and I was just like, wait, is that him? So then I asked my sister, which my sister had seen him obviously before, and she was just like, yeah, that is him, and he was dancing with a girl. And I was like, what the I was like, that's why he wasn't answering me. Like, he was with a girl, you know, and he was with this girl dancing at this club, which is why he asked me in the first place, like, if I was gonna work tonight, blah blah blah, right? So it all made sense. And I just remember sitting there and feeling so embarrassed and so stupid, and I was like, he's playing me. Like, and obviously we talked for a few months, so I mean, honestly, I was like starting to like him, and I was like, okay, this might work, like I said before. And yeah, so I was just like, what the heck? Like, I was sad. I was like, the one time, like the first time after being out of a relationship, I like go ahead and like tiptoe into liking someone, or like just seeing where it goes, like this happens, right? I just remember like I blocked him on everything immediately, because I'm that kind of person, like if I want nothing to do with you, I will delete you out of my life like that. Like, I don't care what people say, like, oh, you're hurt because you blocked them. No, I just don't want to waste my time seeing you, knowing anything about you. I don't care what you do from here on out. Like, if you're cut, you're cut. So yeah, that was it. And I remember like as soon as I was gonna block his number on my phone died. So I was like, fuck, like whatever, right? Like, and he knew like I was there, because so I was sitting down, and then my sister went to go dance, and my sister said hi to him, and he was like, where's your sister? And she was like, oh, she's over there. So then my sister told me that his eyes, or like that his facial expression was like, fuck, like he knew he'd been caught, like obviously being with someone else. And so yeah, so that was the end of it. I stayed there the rest of the night. I was enjoying the music. I was obviously like a little upset, but I was like, whatever, you know, like it is what it is. We hadn't talked for that long, and I liked him, but whatever. I wasn't like head over heels or anything like that. But yeah, so I was just like, whatever, I'll get over it. So yeah, I went home, and then I charged my phone, because like I said, it had died. The first call I get is from him, and I was like, no, Celine, don't answer. Like, don't do it. I know how you're gonna get. Like, just don't do it. But I answered. And I answered, and I just talked to him about it. I was like, I can't believe you would do that. Like, we were nothing, like you had no reason to lie to me, or if that's what you wanted, like you could have told me straight up so I knew what it was, you know, that kind of conversation. We ended it on like a whatever, like it's whatever, it is what it is, like I wish you nothing but the best. And yeah, that's how we stopped talking, and we literally stopped talking cold turkey. He was blocked, and that was it. Like, that's how we ended. So yeah, that was the time that I caught the guy I was talking to with another girl. Okay, so on to the second story time, or girl talk, about the time that someone played me, or tried to play me. This one's a little bit different. Okay, so I had met this guy a long time ago as well, like a long time ago. I can't remember when, but it's been a while. So I met this guy, and I really liked him. Me and him also had a really good conversation. We were able to talk about pretty much everything, and I thought he was really cute, and we were into each other, you know, like it was nothing serious or anything like that. And I let him know, like, listen, like I have a son, so my schedule is not like your average girl schedule. Like, I just can't be out and about seeing you. That's the first thing I let it be known in any kind of relationship. Like, I just feel like it's only fair because he's a part of me, and if I'm gonna like spend some time with you, that's what's gonna happen, and this is what it's gonna be. And keep in mind, like, my son never meets any of these guys unless I know it's a serious relationship. So to this day, nobody has met him but one person, and again, we'll leave that for another story time. So I just let him know, like, listen, like, this is what it is, right? So he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And we talked back and forth and everything, but we hadn't officially like hung out. Like, we had seen each other in person before, but we had never hung out, like or anything. So we were planning on meeting and, like, you know, going to the movies or doing something like that, right? And this one time, like, I just remember, like, I saw his snap and a girl came out in it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, like her hair is super long, like, who is she? And because again, like, me and him had been talking for a little while, and I was just curious. I want to know, you know, like, who doesn't want to know? So he was like, oh, that's my cousin. And I was like, oh wow, like, your cousin's super pretty, like her hair's super long, blah 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 blah. I was like, that's cool or whatever, right? So then later on that night, just scrolling through like my social media, and I was just like there or whatever, and then I see this girl snap this guy, and I was just like, wait, what the fuck? Like, either they're really cousins or they're dating or whatever. So I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. So then she posted more snaps, and I was like, no, they're definitely together. They were holding hands and everything. I was like, oh my god, like, what a small world. I didn't tell the girl anything. I was like, it's not my place for me to tell her anything. especially because me and him weren't together, but I just already knew like the game that he was wanting to play. Like he was like, oh perfect, this girl can't be out every other weekend, so I'll just be on her on the weekends that she can, not with my girl, whatever. I was just thinking this is what he was thinking in his head, and sure enough, that's what it was. I just told him, I was like, you know what, you're like a piece of shit, like you can't be doing that, you need to get your shit together type of thing. And I was like, I'm not gonna tell her. If you want to tell her, go for it, it's on your conscience, it's not my problem to solve. Like, you know, it's a tricky topic, I'm not sure. But back then I was like, me and him aren't anything. We didn't hang out officially, we were just talking, yeah, that we were gonna hang out, but again, nothing ever happened. So I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe if something would have happened, like we would have been officially dating, or we had hung out a couple times, or just something like that had happened, then I would feel like, okay, now I need to let her know, like, listen, your boyfriend did this, this, and this, then something's going on here, you know. But yeah, so since that didn't happen, I didn't tell her. I just cut him off, and I was just like, you do with your life whatever you need to do. You're blocked for mine, like, have a good one, you know. But yeah, I felt kind of like, wow, look at this guy trying to play me. But he got caught up. Social media is good and bad for those same reasons. But yeah, so that was the 2 times that I have been played, so to speak. If you have any fuckboy stories, I would love to read them. Leave them down below. I feel like those are so funny. Like, I'm just like, really? Even if you're a guy, like if a girl played you, comment down below. I would like to read that. We're all in this together. So that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time. No, so if you guys are watching this, I know I don't mean that now, but back then when it happened